family and friends. I hope you're having a blessed, wonderful morning this wonderful fall morning if you look outside. I don't know if you can see it, but sometimes I stand over there at the kitchen sink and the leaves are just falling and all of the beautiful colors of creation are available for us to see. And I tell you, there ain't no better artist in this world than my Heavenly Father. He is a wonderful God and a creator. I just want to say this morning, if you're doubting, step outside, smell the morning air, hear all the little different kind of birds that are singing this morning. Look at all the different kind of trees and creation and nature that there are, and know that there is somebody more powerful than you this morning that created this world and made this world. I rode in a car yesterday, and there was a creator, a designer, and a manufacturer of that car. It didn't just magically appear. Nobody fired up a stick of dynamite and throwed it, and all of a sudden, poof, there was a car. Sometimes we can get so smart that we actually just get more stupider. I just want to tell you, worship God with a simple mind and a simple heart this morning, and you'll find Him. I'm here to cook for you this morning, but I'm also always going to encourage you and show you love and tell you that I love you, because God is good and He's merciful, and He wants me to make a banana pudding for you guys this morning, because He said to obey your mother and your father. So one of the things I had put on my Facebook page is I had asked people what they would like for me to cook for some simple holiday desserts, because sometimes we get caught up in all of the things that we have to make. Desserts sometimes take a back seat. But I'm going to show you how to put together an easy banana pudding. Now, we could stand over that stove and we could stir and stir and stir, and we could make this homemade, and then we could put it in the refrigerator and let it set up for a couple hours. But sometimes you just don't have that kind of time, and I'm going to show you how to take a boxed pudding and make it homemade, make it taste homemade, and nobody will know the difference. I took this banana pudding last year to a family reunion, and I was asked, is this homemade? And I said, well, yeah, I made it homemade. I made it in my home. I sure did. I made this banana pudding right in my home. But what I do is I do a few simple things to make this banana pudding come together. So if you guys will stay tuned, I'm going to get everything ready for you, and we're going to make this banana pudding. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Let's put these on where I can use them to read this morning. Alrighty, so over here I've got everything prepared. I'm going to lower you guys down like I normally do. Come on down here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to bring this bone about right here. Let's see. It always takes me a little time to figure this out, but I'm going to get better at this production stuff so that we can see and you guys can see. About right there. Okay. So, I'm using 2 boxes of the vanilla instant pudding, and this is the 3.4 ounce box. I'm going to use 2 of these. Now, I got a secret to making this delicious. But we're going to mix up this pudding first. Now, banana pudding is something, those things that you can make, and a lot of people love banana pudding. Some people don't. And you can buy the banana pudding mix. I just think that it's overkill when you have the bananas in there. I like the vanilla pudding, all of the stuff that goes with it, and the bananas in there. That way it's not too much. Now, in my beautiful picture that I got for my birthday from my mama, I'm going to add 4 cups of milk. I'm going to make it just like the directions. It's 2 cups for each box of milk. And what I did is I used evaporated milk, and I put it in the pitcher with some cold water. Set it in the refrigerator and let it get real cold. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to whisk this till it thickens up on it. And you can use a mixer. It's up to you. I just like to get whisk. Makes it easy. I need some cardio burn this morning. I'm always trying to lose weight. I'm always trying to overcome it. That's a mountain that God is trying to help me get over. And I'm telling you, yesterday I shared my testimony, and I shared part of my testimony. That's my testimony about part of my life. We all have testimonies, and those testimonies will help other people that are going through trials and tribulations. God never said that we wouldn't go through storms, that we wouldn't have bad times, we wouldn't have hard times, but He promised to be there in the midst with us and make a way where there seemeth no way. Now, you see that starting to thicken? I'm going to tell you, ain't nothing better than a good old nanner pudding. See, this is a nanner pudding. When you're from the South, it's nanner. So y'all want some nanner pudding? We don't bother with the extra syllables. We're too hot. We're too tired. We're too sick of fighting skeeters. That's why we are very thankful when fall time comes to us in the South. All of the bugs we have to fight. But the South is a beautiful place to live. So is the North. You see that thickening. Now what I'm going to do, here's my secret. Y'all don't tell nobody. I'm going to add, this is 2 teaspoons of vanilla flavoring. I'm going to add half of this to this. We'll save the other half because I got something else that I'm going to do with it. That simple. It's going to make it taste like you stood over the stove, separating the eggs, making the custard on the stove. I'm telling you, it's going to taste like homemade. Richens that color. So now, that's pretty good and incorporated. I'm going to set this over in my picture. And I'm going to get in my drawer over here. And, oh, y'all see it? See, ain't nobody's life perfect. This is just a drawer where we throw all our plastic stuff. And I'm going to try to get this. Now, talking about that, let's talk about that. This world puts so much stress on everybody to have a perfect house, perfect kids, perfect life, perfect everything. Honey, it ain't perfect. It ain't perfect. I'm just going to tell you. And it's too much stress. In the old days, when I was a kid, we decorated. My mama decorated our house and made our house beautiful. I like my house to have things that are pleasing to me in it. There's nothing wrong with that. I done got crazy on my saran wrap and it won't come off on that side. So let's just tear a couple pieces off. And all we got to do is just cover the top of this anyway. So it don't matter. I need some new saran wrap. That's going to go on my thing. But let's talk about perfection. There are so many dads, moms, children that are being just wore totally out trying to be perfect. Now I'm putting that in the refrigerator to chill while we make the rest of this. Nothing's perfect. You will wear yourself down and you will miss your life trying to make it perfect. Love yourself. Love your children. Love your spouse. Love your parents. And love them in their imperfections. There are so many people that are trying to fill voids in their life. Let's love everybody. And let's quit trying to be perfect. Let's just try to be loving. Choose one thing and get good at it. Because if you got love in your heart, everything else going to fall in place. Now, we're going to go to part 2 of this. And I'm not going to preach to y'all all the time. But he's just been burning stuff inside of me. I can't hardly talk without crying. So, I want to make this nanner pudding for you guys. Because I'm going to feed you something good for the flesh. But hold on just a second. Let me go to the refrigerator and get out something else. Because this is going to be delicious. Now, I got Cool Whip in my refrigerator. I love Cool Whip. But I'm going to show you how to make some homemade whipping cream. And it's easy. It's so easy. So, I got my mixer over here. Do you know I done forgot to go over there and take this pretty dish right here and have something all... See, I try to be perfect. I try to have all these little perfect Pioneer Woman stuff that I just love. and have it full. I'm supposed to have 1/3 of powdered sugar over here. Well, y'all just gonna have to watch me walk over there to my pantry and get it. Okay, I'll be right back. See, nobody's perfect. Now I gotta get over here and find my powdered sugar. In here, get back here in my pantry. Away from the camera, I try to be so professional. We'll just bring back out all of my baking stuff. But you see, I am kind of an organized person. It makes life a little easy to be organized. But I've had to learn in the last few years, it's just too stressful to try to have everything perfect. Just like when I made my daughter's birthday cake, in my first video I ever made on YouTube, I talk about making her birthday cake and it fell apart. The old me would have stressed over that. I would have felt like a horrible mother because she didn't have the perfect birthday cake. She didn't have this, she didn't have that. That was a delicious cake and she loved it. We just have to find joy in the imperfections of things. I'm going to go stick this back because I just cannot help myself to keep things orderly. Thank you, Mama. Thank you for doing that and keeping me where I'm organized. I've had people say, boy, you just clean it all the time you're cooking. Well, I can't help it. That's how I was raised and how I was taught. I'm not trying to keep it perfect. I'm just trying to keep myself from having to do all this cleaning later. This is the bottom of my mixer. You can see it's frosted and you can see so it's going to help us make some delicious cream. I'm going to move you guys closer where you can see what I'm doing. But I'm going to put that on there. I need my whipping whisk put on here. Let's turn that. Let's move you guys over here where you can see. Let's get y'all into the action of what's going on. Let's move as close as I can and you guys can see. Okay. I'm hoping to have more equipment as we go on. I'd like to have a camera that goes over the top where I can give you two views. I'm going to add this whole thing of this in here. This whole little 13 fluid ounces of whipping cream, heavy whipping cream. And we're going to put this in here. And you're going to start out low. If you start out high, you're going to paint your kitchen. So you don't want to paint your kitchen. So let's just start out. And I kind of keep my hand over here till we get going. And once we get it going, I go up a little at a time. That's about as high as we're going to be able to go because it's starting to kind of splatter to the top of the bottle. It's not going to take long. Now, the only thing that's hard about making heavy whipping cream is that you have to be careful. One step past the whipping cream is butter. Now, it's delicious, and you can use it, and I've actually had some that got just a tinge of yellow and was a little bit buttery, and I still used it, and it was good because we Southern. We can eat a stick of butter like it ain't nothing. But you want it to be fluffy. You don't want it to get back to the solid. You don't want it to go to the solid part of it. And it takes a couple of this. And you're not going to put a whole lot. This 1/3 cup of sugar right here is going to be plenty enough to sugar that up. You really don't need this much. I may not add it all. Because you have to remember when you're cooking, you have to remember the temperature outside affects everything. So sometimes you don't need it. You might put that in there and it'll be too heavy and it'll knock your cream down, your whipping cream. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention and you're tasting. That's I always keep my spoons out in a little basket on the counter so that I can grab 1,000 spoons because we don't double dip in this house. No. It's starting to come together, you guys. Come on, lean you over here. Let you get a good look at that. You can see it's starting to get frothy, starting to get thick. It's really starting to make that thickness, that good cream that we want. And I don't use the egg whites. There's a lot of Southern cooks that put egg whites on top of their, let's go up here. They put the egg whites when they make you use the yolks to make the custard. You have the egg whites that say, I don't use them because a lot of people in my family don't like the egg whites on top. I don't mind them. I love them on a pie. I love them. But a lot of people don't like them. So I started making mine with whipped topping. And I want you to know, I've seen the recipe for the pie, for Magnolia Homes. And that's what her secret is to making it, is putting the whipped topping in it. It makes it delicious. You can add a block of cream cheese instead of the whipped topping, and you can have a cream cheese banana pudding. And it's delicious. It's delicious. But I got people that don't like cream cheese either. I'm always cooking for picky folk, so I try to choose something that's neutral. Okay, this is starting to get there, so let's cut this down. Let's check our peaks. We're not quite there. I'm gonna start adding. I'm gonna add a little vanilla to this. I'm gonna start adding a little stuff into it slowly, because if you don't go slow with this, you will lose all of your fluff. You can take this out really. Just a little cinnamon, just a little bit, just a little cinnamon in there. It really adds something to it. Now we're gonna start adding this powdered sugar. I'm gonna get me a spoon, and we're gonna add it. Like I said, I got a third of a cup here. If I measure it off, and we're gonna just start adding a little at a time. I'm making a mess, but what does the Grammy Nene say? If you ain't making a mess, you ain't cooking. All right, I added about a half of that, and let's hit it for a little while. Okay, add a little bit more. I think I'm gonna add it all because you want it sweet. And we're just about there, guys. We're just about there. I'm going to actually turn it off and test it. Like I said, if you ain't careful. Nope, got a little bit more. And I got me a thing here to kind of scrape down the sides. And you want to be careful you don't get this in that mixer, because it will take it and shoot it across the room like a grenade or a rocket launcher. So let's go ahead. Let's really get that going high now. Oh, it's really coming together now, and it's going to be so good, let me tell you. I think we're just about there. We're there. We're there. Watch this. You see that? Look at that. Look at that deliciousness. Look at that. That's perfect. Hey, honey, I'm filming me a banana pudding recipe.
What?
I'm filming some banana pudding, honey. All right. My sweetheart's home from work. He had to go into work for a couple hours this morning. Anyway, so now, what we're going to do now, we're going to set this to the side. It's in a good cold bowl. It's not going to hurt nothing. Let's take all of our stuff over here so you can see. For me to do dishes later. Now we're going to get us a bowl. I wish I had a pretty glass bowl, but I don't. I have me a nice pretty bowl right here with a lid, because I'd like for you to be able to see the layers, but that's okay. So we're going to get our vanilla wafers. And I got two different kinds. I got some that are mini and some that are big. And let me tell you, you can't put enough cookies. You cannot have enough cookies in this. It's just going to be good, let me tell you. It's going to be delicious. So let's go ahead and let's get a layer of cookies on in there. Let me go and get our banana pudding out of the refrigerator and get me a spoon. I think I'm going to use the IKEA spoon this morning. You guys have been watching me for a long time. Know how proud I am of this IKEA spoon. Because my husband took me to IKEA and this was all he let me buy. So I'm very proud of this IKEA spoon. We're going to take these off. Okay, now what I'm fixing to show you, we got half of our cookies there. Let's set that over there. Put our other cookies back there. We're going to take half of this whipped topping. We're going to reserve half for later, but we're going to do half. Okay, let's leave that set there. We got half of it in there. Now you have to fold. Matter of fact, I'm going to use this spatula for folding. You're folding that whipped topping in there. It's just good. Let me tell you, and that little bit of cinnamon that's in there It just adds something to what you got going on. It's so good. I'm telling you, I make this for a lot of people, and they like my banana pudding. And this is my secret, is putting that whipped topping in there. Now, I don't worry about mixing it completely, because I kind of like that whipped topping, but now it didn't have to be whipped completely. Now we got a layer of cookies. We're going to put some banana pudding on there. I'm going to kind of spread it out. Okay, now let me go get my bananas. Now I have some green bananas, because I tell you, I could not find any that were ripened. So it's going to have some green bananas in there, but that'll be fine. I got one that's ripened that I had left from last week. This is a pretty good size one, so I'll probably be able to. You're not going to have a lot of bananas in this. You're just going to do layers. You're making like a nana lasagna. You're layering it. Let me get over here. Back over here, you guys can see what I'm doing. Alrighty. Now we got that one banana in there. Let's go back in with some more cookies. You don't like a lot of cookies? You back out. You take some of them cookies out. Okay. I'll put some more pudding mix on there. Okay. I still got some left, so I'm going to have probably about one more layer. Let's do another banana on this side. These bananas are little. They're on the greener side, but I'm making a banana pudding today, and I don't got no choice. I could have ripened these up a little bit, but they wouldn't have got too ripe. It takes a little, but they're not too bad. They're pretty soft when I'm cutting them, and they'll soften up when they sit in here. So let's go ahead now. Let's go ahead and put the last of these cookies in there of this pack, because I got some more. But I think I'm just going to use that one box. That's all we're going to need. This is a big old bowl. It would take me forever to fill this bowl up. I'd have to make more banana pudding. And it's just me and Harold and Megan here today. I may have to take and share this with some folks. Alrighty, so we're getting this put in here. I got this bowl fairly clean. Let's spread it out over the top. I'm not going to add another banana in there. I think we're good. Like I said, as you're putting things together, you'll be able to see what you can put in there and what you can't get in there, or what you need and what you don't need. Now, these are mini wafers. They're on the small side. They're tiny. I'm going to eat one thing. Okay, so now, using our spatula, we're going to add the rest of this whipping cream on the top of this. You can do this in any kind of dish. You can do it in like a casserole dish. A glass dish is the best. A glass bowl. Make it like a, what are those called? I can't think of the word right now, but when you make those things that are in layers, you can see all the different things, and you can see I got that Cool Whip all on the top of that. Let's take that. Let's kind of make a pretty design, and this will go in the refrigerator. The longer it sits in the refrigerator, the better it is. And I'll take a picture of it, because I got to do that for my Instagram later and show you. Yeah, I got Instagram. Girl, I don't know what I'm doing on all this stuff. I got a cousin, Missy Riri, it helps me. We're just going to take and just put a couple of these on the top. Just a few. And that's your banana pudding. It's going to be good, y'all. I'm going to put the lid on it. She's going to go in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours. You want it to go in there for 2 hours. If you want to make it the night before and let it sit in the refrigerator overnight, makes it even better. Hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed afternoon. And Grandma Nene loves you. God loves you. Until next time, God bless you. And don't forget, at the end of this, I'll show you a picture of it in a bowl. Y'all have a wonderful day. Goodbye.